Hi. Hello, everyone. Just adjusting my camera here. Good evening. Hello. Oh, okay. I think it is working. Good. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. I'm just going to give about 5 minutes for everybody to be able to find me. Hopefully nobody clicked any of those links that people put in the comments sometimes saying, you know, live stream, follow this, or pay for this. Just ignore those. or do me a favor and report them. Hello, hello. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Amy. Hello, Fergus. And oh yeah, me too. I love Cardinals. I was on a Cardinal kick for a while. Ooh, Dorothy from Florida. I would love to go there. It's actually not too bad for this time of year yet here where I am in Listowel, Ontario, Canada. Usually at the end of November, it's like just covered in snow. So I am happy. It's just wet out there today, but no snow. Anybody else from Listowel coming in here? Oh, Quebec. That's so cool. Welcome. I feel so honored that you guys are all joining from around the world. This is so cool. Love it. From Ohio. That's amazing. Just going so you guys can see that okay there, right? I guess I could move these in the background. These are just some of the paintings I was working on. Yes, so this will be available on replay. Ontario, Canada, Ontario. I'm in Listowel, so it's like 40 minutes north of Kitchener. It's a small town. Springfield, wow, Indiana, Orwell. This is so cool. I love this. Sarnia, painting along, 8-year-old loving kissing birds. Yeah, I painted this for fun. I was on like a big Cardinal kick. I made at least 3 Cardinal paintings, and I thought, all right, I'm gonna do a live on this. Virginia, hi. So I'm using a 9x12 tonight. So that's the canvas here I'm using. New Jersey, so cool. So I guess we all have different time zones a little bit here. Making into Christmas cards. Oh, good idea. Ottawa, New E, N-E. I don't know what that is. Michigan. Wow, this is amazing. Thanks for saying hello and saying where you are. That's awesome. So it seems I have quite a few here. So I'm just going to start letting you know what paint we have or that we'll be using. So I'm using acrylics. Oh, wow. Suzanne already has her background painted, ready to go. That's good. My grandma loved Cardinals. Yeah. You know what? Cardinals are a sign. And I had my fiance's grandma had passed away, and it was maybe 2 weeks after that I just felt the call of creating Cardinals. So I know they're very meaningful. Aurelia. Oh, nice. Some cards. Yeah, that actually gives me an idea. I should do some cards. So I have a 9x12 canvas. You can use anything, of course, any size, paper, cards, rocks. Seen people do that. I'm using acrylic paints. So I have the Liquitex Basics brand here. I buy from Michaels, but you can use any brand of paint is fine. If you're using acrylics like me, acrylics dry quite quickly, and they don't come off clothing, so hence I have like so much paint on me. And then, so I have white, I have black, I have brown, ooh, date night, Oakville, oh, it's not too far from here. I have some red, some yellow, and some green. So any other colors you want to add, of course, go ahead. Totally customize it, you know, add in 3 birds, 4 birds, you know, make one, does not matter. Just have fun with this. Wow, welcome everyone. This is so cool. I love the variety of places that everybody's in tonight. All from the comfort of our home. And I've already laid out the colors on my plate, so you can go ahead and do that. So I'll just show you there. And I don't have the sample of the original that I made because actually somebody, one of my good friends, said that they wanted to have a painting for their mom's birthday. So I actually sold that one and it's now going to someone for their birthday. So I have a picture of it here in front of me that I'll refer to, and then I'll teach you as well on this canvas here. So the brushes I'm using tonight, I have a filbert brush. I don't know, it doesn't matter which size it is, but if you're wondering, I think it's a size 8. I have a flat brush, a mini filbert, and then a smaller detailing brush. You're going to want a variety, especially something small, so you can get, you know, tinier branches and the little beak and the eyes on the birds. So just a variety of brushes. So yeah, welcome. I'm gonna get started. And the very first step that I do is I'm just going to use one of my larger brushes here, and I'm going to dip it in water. So I don't have any rules. All I'm going to ask is that, you know, when people are ready, give me a thumbs up or a heart, let me know. And of course, if you have any questions along the way, just let me know and I'll try my best to keep up with the comments. So the very first step that I'd like to do is I like to prime my canvas. So I'm just going to paint my whole canvas white. So dip in water and then into the white. And then you can go up and down or back and forth. This part doesn't matter. So you can just go ahead and coat the canvas. I do it quite thickly. I don't like lightly put it on. I do a bigger like chunk of it and then put it on just so it stays wet longer. That's the goal of this. Because the next color we'll be doing is gray, so it'll actually help with the blending process. Wet on wet technique. I learned a lot from Bob Ross. So I'm just going up and down. You can go any way you want. And then every now and then I do dip in water and then the paint again, just to allow it to help move easier. Another reason I put white on the background on a white canvas is so if the paint has somewhere to set into, when it's drying it'll look better if there's an undercoat, because otherwise you'll have like little spots that come through. And if you're doing the cards, then you don't need to do this part. I mean, unless your card's like a different color and you want white. Okay, so I've coated my whole canvas in white, so just let me know when you guys are good to go there. And then we're not going to clean the brush. We're just going to go right into some black. So you don't want a lot of black though, because it'll just be way too dark. The original I made like a light gray for the background. Hey Jess. Hi Jenny. See some of my friends and family coming on. Thanks for the support, everyone. I'm using acrylic. Hello. Toronto's not too far from where I am. I mean, 2 hours. So I just dipped in a little bit of black. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go up and down with the black. So you can start from the bottom, go to the top. It should still be nice and wet, which is great. That's what we want. So I'm just going from bottom to top. And as you can see, it's blending very easily for me. And it's turning into that nice light gray. You'll have a variety of tones in here, which is awesome. It just creates more like depth into the background. They could be like far away trees or something, right? Just gives some nice variety. If it's drying on you, which it probably is by now because acrylics dry so fast, you can dip in a little bit of water here and there, but just kind of tap it out and then just tap on your napkin so you don't get water marks. So I'm just putting some black on there, and if it gets too dark, you can put white right into on top of there. So here is getting a little dark, so I'll just take a little white because it is drying already, and I'll just go right onto the canvas and mix. Or you can just take half white and half black and make light gray and go up and down. That works too. I usually blend right on the canvas. I'm just adding a little water to help this move around. You can paint your sides as you do this as well. So I'm going over where I have already been, just to fill in any areas that might not have been covered. Just up and down. And then I'm going to take some just white and add that in there a little bit time to time. Just add some variety. You might have some darker areas, some lighter areas, and that's great. So it works best, I find, if I go from bottom to top. If you have a really big canvas, it might be a little tricky. So I'm just going to make some light gray in the middle, since the other half is pretty much dry. So I'm just scooping half white and a tad of black, just so it's a nice light gray. There we go. Unless you want dark gray, you choose. And then I'll go up and down. Jenny, are you painting tonight? And if you're just going to do this on replay later, that's cool too. I always leave my lives up. So there it is so far. So I'm just taking my time going across. Some of you might have, or might already be done. Some of you might be still going like me. We do want this background to dry, mostly anyway, so that way we can put our tree. So I'm just going to bring it back over here. Now make sure your drink isn't too close to your water. I actually got Tim Hortons before this, so then I wouldn't mistake my water from my drink. I absolutely love doing paintings online. I think it's so fun just to be able to come on and paint with you guys. Like, I know we're not, like, together, but it's so cool because we're all, like, somewhere else, and then we'll all have this painting somewhere. It'll be all over the world. Hi, Carleton Place. Oh, neat. Hi. Hi, Catherine? Sorry, I don't know. Did I say that right? There we go. Okay. So that is mine. So nice variety. A little bit of darks, a little bit of lights. Paint your sides too. I don't usually, I'm so bad at painting my sides. I either, one, don't, or I'll paint them black, because it gives it a natural frame. So you can put this brush in the water now. We're going to want this to dry. So, I don't know, wave a plate at it, get out a blow dryer. Acrylics do dry pretty quickly. You want this, we're going to want this to be mostly dry. It can be a little bit wet, that's okay. Sonia, hi, will this be recorded by any chance? Yes, yep. So as soon as this video is done, it will be automatically uploaded to this page and you can view it anytime. Hi from Michigan. Hi, Sherry. Oh, Pat from Michigan too. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean these brushes and put them to the side. Is anybody else doing a different color than gray in the background? So the next color you'll need is brown, unless you have them all set up like me. Oh, you're welcome. So when I do my tree, I don't know if you have, any of you are working and you have your area set up where you can see the original too. But I have my tree in the original coming up from the right. So it'll come up from this right corner at the bottom and then it'll grew up kind of like a V, I made it. So I'll show you that too. And then I have a little one coming from this way on the left side. The brush I will use for that is something a little bit smaller, but not too small. So it's totally up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then I kind of just do like a test. So mine's still wet because if I tap it, then paint will come off. I am painting this as a foreground on a previous painted snow scene. Oh, neat. Yeah, that's a good idea. What can I use? I'm just gonna like fan mine. How do you make brown? Oh God. That's a good question because brown is usually a combination of multiple colors, but the best way to make brown would be red and yellow to make orange, and then you would add it to a little bit of green, and you could always add like a tad of black. It's kind of like an experiment. So red, yellow to make orange, and then add a little bit of green, black. Oh, happy Thanksgiving! Yay! I forgot about that. So yeah, in Canada we had it. Wow, it's such a difference. We had ours like early October. This must be a really busy time for you all, having Thanksgiving and then Christmas. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this brush here and I'm gonna dip it in water. And we'll probably need 2 coats of this tree anyways. So I'm just going to dip into brown. And let me know how that brown turns out. Or if you need help. I could even show you. Hi from Northern Alberta. Oh, neat. Well, hello and welcome. The primary colors adjust with white and black. Ah, yes, that's great. Thank you. Too much, too close together. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'm coming in on my right side here. And I'm going to go in the corner. And I'm going to start by making... So you'll know that your canvas is ready to go because it's not blending into the gray. We have 2 birthdays in November. Birthday in December and Christmas. Oh my goodness, that's so busy. Well, this is a great way to have a little break. So I'm in my right corner here at the bottom and I'm coming up and I'm going to start to come out. So I'm thinking of like a V here. So this branch is going to go up this way and then this branch is going to go this way. So it's a little wet there. So I'm just going to get more paint. So you want this branch here to be a little bit flat just so you have somewhere for the birds to sit on. So at the end I I went on a curve and then made it a little straighter. Oh yeah, sorry Diana. I'm gonna just hold it up like this for a moment. So I just went from the bottom right corner and went up, I don't know, about a finger length here, and then made a V. A wide V. Basically, you're going to want to have one branch going up towards the right corner and then one towards the middle and the left side. This is probably backwards to you as well, so that's why I'm saying like right and left. Okay, so I'm just going to get some more brown. So I just always start at the bottom. You want this branch to be thicker here. It's holding up these branches and birds, so it's going to be a little wider here. Be honest, weren't you a little worried you'd never hear this again? Yes. So I just made it a little wide. Ooh, yeah. Let me know. I want to see that if you do the Blue Jays. I want to see all of these. So now I'm going to come up. And I'm going to go pretty much to the top with this. But as I get towards the top, I'm going to let go of the pressure and make it kind of like you pull it out at the end. So I'm really like kind of pushing here and then I let go. And it just helps with making it a little bit thinner. Or you could switch to the smallest brush you have. Maggie, yes, they are available after the live. Can this be done with watercolors? Yeah, I'm sure it could be. It'd probably need a couple more layers just because watercolor is pretty thin. But it would look really good. You can do this painting any which way. Okay, so that's what I have there. I'll kind of zoom in so you can tell it's going to need another coat. So I'll go over the tree with another coat once it's a little more dry. So let me know if you got this tree okay, because then we're going to go up to the left side here and put a branch that's coming off, again, like a V. So the brush that I'm using is a small filbert. It's a size 0. It really doesn't matter as long as you find a brush that you're comfortable with. I like filberts. That seems to be the favorite brush that I use. I also suggest even if you have a round brush for this painting, for painting the trees. Let me find a round here. I have so many brushes. So something that's just a little thinner there. My best friend's grandma just passed away after surviving COVID. And she's crazy for Blue Jays. You should make some Blue Jays for sure. Okay, so that's that one. So I'm going to go up to the left side now. So it's coming off about here. So this is half. And then I went over maybe about an inch. And that's where I'm going to put my branch. Doesn't matter if it's not exact. As long as it's not like right too close to the corner, because there will be some bushes, or not bushes, like leaves and bristles from the tree. So you don't want it to be like your branch to be right here, because then you won't be able to put any of the greenery on that side. Let's keep that in mind. So I'm going to go right from here and I'm going to go down a little bit. Just like that. And then I'm going to go out like a V. So it's kind of like an upside down V. My condolences to your best friend's grandma, by the way. You guys doing good with these branches? Let me know if you have any questions. If you want the ends of the branches to be a little thinner, that's when I usually go to the end and I just kind of stretch it out just a little bit, but I'm really like gentle about it, because this is what using like the very tips of the brush allows it to be very thin. And I just lightly pull and like flick. Besides, there will be lots of greenery on these, so. So now I'm going to go back to this other tree here and just give it a second coat if needed. Yours may or may not. So I'm just going to go over my branches here. Oh, and I don't own the rights to this music, if you can hear it. I know Facebook doesn't like you to necessarily play music in the background, so I don't own the rights to it. I think that's what they want you to say anyways. I don't know. I made mine too thick. What do I do? Did you make the branches too thick here, like at the ends? Sorry, whereabouts is it thick? And then if it's, say, thick like somewhere here in the middle, what I would do is, if you can, just pull it out and make it longer and just even it out, right? Bring it some balance. That's what I would suggest. Or find a smaller brush and go from that area and just pull it out, or even if you need to, add something going a different way. Okay, so I'm just putting another layer on this side. All right, so then this side is probably dry as well, so you can go ahead and put second coat on there if you need to. Okay. So I'm going to put that brush into the water. Give it a little swirl around. So before we do any of the bristles on this tree here, on these like pine trees, we're going to put the bird in first, just so we know where the cardinal is, so we don't have all this greenery and then we can't put a bird somewhere. So we're gonna make our cardinals, and then we'll go into the leaves and we'll add in some like snow. It's gonna be so pretty. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna use this brush again, just because I really like filberts. So something smaller, something small you can have control. If you have a pencil, you can mark out an area where it is. I usually just go for it. I freehand it. Totally up to you what you feel comfortable. So what I'm gonna do is, so it's about in the center. So I have a branch here and then a branch here. So I have a little space here that I'm going to make the birds in. So you can make them small or large, up to you. I'm making mine like a medium. So I'm just dipping into red on that brush. And what I'm gonna do is this bird. So the birds are kind of like an oval diamond shape. So I'm just gonna do it in like little steps. So I picked a spot here and I did like almost like these like little wide C's. And that's going to be the body. And then we'll put the little head and the feather parts underneath the branch. So I'll just leave this here so you can see. So this is bird 1. Little lovebirds. I love cardinals. I've seen so many of them in the summer this year. I think I have some sort of breeding ground for them at my house because they were everywhere. Okay, so there's 1. I'm just going to put it back down here because it's hard for me to hold it and then paint it. So the next bird, I'm just going to mark out the body as well. So the bellies I have touching. So I just do, again, another C, but it's like backwards. So they're combining here. And then again on the other side. Good, good, good. Let me know if I'm going too fast or too slow or whatever. Just give me those thumbs up or hearts. Okay, so there's the bodies. I know it looks weird right now. So now we're going to make the heads. So they're just circles. Actually, no, I am not doing it upside down. So I'll bring it closer, but they're going to be little circles that come out. So I'm just bringing that closer for you. So as you can see, I went from that point here, but then I went up again and made it a round shape. So you can do that for both sides. I'm actually going to get a smaller brush. So this is more of like a round brush, just because I feel like it'll give me better control. So I wet that brush and now I'm going to make the other head. So make sure these heads are pretty close because they are lovebirds. There's going to be 2 beaks here. And part of my red is kind of in that space where I want a beak. So what I'm doing is I'm taking just a piece of paper towel here and I just dipped it in my water, kind of squeeze it out. And what you can do, if you make a mistake with acrylics and you catch them fast enough, you can actually like wipe it off. So I'm just doing that right here. See that? Cleared it right off. So that's a little trick. So that's the general idea here of the bird shapes. So now I'm just going to attach the tops. I'm just kind of making them circular. And you can fill those in, of course. The tops are going to have like a little triangle as well. So what I do is once I've filled in that area, then I start to come out and give the cute little feathers on there. Just like that. Yes. So I'm just going to hold that up for you, just so you can see. So you can see one side, I rounded off the head, but then on this side, all I did was I made a triangle, and then I filled it in. And you can fill these in too, if you're ready for that. But I'll just hold it here for a little bit, just so everybody can catch up if you're needing that, or maybe you don't. But I try to think, how everybody would be doing as if I was with you in person, So I appreciate you letting me know. Sometimes I feel a little strange being in the room here talking to myself, but I'm actually not. I'll just kind of zoom out. Okay, so I'm gonna do that triangle on the other side, and then I'll show you the bottom as well. And then I'm also filling in the bird, so I just put the little triangle and going to fill them in. Oh, thank you. I love them too. Yes, the video will be up for you, and I'm not taking it down. Plus, I have many other of my live videos in the video section. So as soon as this live session here is finished, sometimes it takes like, 5 minutes or something, and then it pops up on my page that it says that I was live. And then you can pause that, you can rewind it, you can forward it, whatever you need to do. So hello to the future people painting this. Thank you. Okay, so there's my little Bird's probably going to need a second coat on them just to fill them in a little bit. So now we're going to go to the bottoms. So this bird here on my right side, this one, there's a little, the feathers are coming off on an angle. So from the rounded body here, if I just kind of show you the side of my brush there, it's just coming off on a diagonal angle here. You can make this as long as you want. You know, maybe not all the way down there, but so there we go. So I just kind of gave it like a little flick at the end here. And then same on this side. So it's kind of like, again, like a V. So that's really thin, but that's, you know, there's an angled line here pointing down to the right bottom where we started the tree. And then you just fill it in to match where the other part of the body is. So you can see how this line connects with this body here, the oval connects there, and this line also connects there. It's like just needs like a touch up. So you can like touch it up, right? Like if you notice like, you know, it doesn't quite match, just, you know, your bird might get a little bit bigger, but that's okay. And if it helps, you can just draw out the shapes first and then paint it in after. So there's that side. So let's kind of zoom it back here so you can see. Actually, sorry. This part does connect with this feather here. When I held it back, I was like, wait, something is off. So it's like a rectangle sideways with two triangles. Whenever I think of particular like animals or even just an overall landscaping, I think of like shapes. So that seems to help me. So one bird is having their tail going that way to the right, and then the other side is kind of going the opposite way. So I will just start from the belly part and I will go down, connecting like a triangle. And you can use a little water. Like if it's kind of just, you know, looking kind of dry looking, it helps to have a little water to pull it out a little bit. So that's what I have there. It's kind of just like the opposite. And then just kind of make the little feathers like that. You might have to play around with this part. And then I'm just going up to give more layering. Oh, they're so cute. How are your birds coming? Anybody making the blue jays? Okay. So I do 1, 2, 4. You can have quadruplets. Okay, so there's the general shape of them. What I'm gonna do now is still red on my brush. I'm just dabbing like into like a tad of black. So there's like a little bit of black on here. Oh, hey, Andrea. I missed out. I will have to buy some white and red. Will you do this one next time? Yeah, so this one's alive, so it'll just be uploaded right into the video section. So then you can just view it whenever you got the stuff. Yay. Nice to see you, kind of. So I have a little bit of black on there, and I'm just going to dip into a little bit of red. So I'm just making a darker red is what I'm doing. Just giving our bird some shading now. It's a little bit of black with some red. Just like that. Still using the same brush. I didn't clean it. There's no point. So on the bellies, I just brushed up and gave about half of the bird some you know, different variations here. A little bit on the tail. Same with the other side. Can I buy this painting for you? Sure. How would you make a female cardinal? I think they're more of brown. When I painted this, I was just having fun and making them and kind of on a roll, but I didn't realize until after, so. Oops. I would just Google and look at the picture of them just to see what they look like exactly. There we go. So I'm just doing the halves with some of this thank you back. So it just has that brown and black mix here. Can put a little bit up into the head as well. Oops, my paint ran out. So I'm just kind of just following the direction of the bird. A little bit onto half of the feathers on the top. And then what I do is I just wiped off some of that excess brown, or not brown, like the red and black mix. Hi, Owen. And now, because like you'll see it very harshly, right? Like here's red, here's the darker red. You don't want that. So now I just took my red and went on top a little bit. And that helps blend it in. So I'm just going on top of where we just did that. And that really helps just tie that together. See how much more blended that side looks versus the other. So I just wiped off that excess paint, or you can just clean it off. And then just go into direct red again and go on top of some of the parts here where it was dark red. Just to create blending so it's not harsh lines. There we go. Just like that. Hi, Owen. I was laughing because I was like, oh, I painted two males. Oops. They're just friends. Okay, so yeah, let me know how you're doing. I don't know if I'm going too fast. I'm trying to go slow, but then I'm trying not to go too fast or too slow. So everybody is at, I'm sure, at their own pace here. So now I just cleaned off my brush from the red, and I'm just going to go into black because we need some beaks here. So I have black here on my little brush. You want your smallest brush you can find. What I'm going to do now is the black. So this is not for the beak, sorry. This is for the black part of the eyes here. So it's like little triangles. So they come from each side. So I'll just show you like that. So from, right, because this is the face, and then there's going to be beaks. So you can do that on both sides. And then fill them in. I just love jazz when I'm painting. I don't know about you guys. So there they are. There it is far away. So now instead of them being like super duper triangular, I'm just kind of pulling out some of the areas so it's not like triangle directly, right? Because just to make it look more realistic. I'm just pulling it out a little longer, kind of down the neck and up the head a little bit. And on this side here. So when I look in my camera, I see what I need. Sometimes you need to like take a step back too, right? If you're really up close with it, just, you know, sometimes you need a new perspective. Hearts. Are you doing this one, Heather? And Owen? You're gonna do it on replay? Okay. Is this Owen? Is he talking? Okay. So now we need eyes. So I just cleared off the black. I'm gonna dip just into the white there on like the very tip of my brush. Because you just want to have the smallest dot you can possibly get. Another trick you could do is use the back end of your brush. So that could work too. So I'm just going to use the tiniest part of the brush. And I'm going to do a little dot and a little dot. I knew it. So there's my little dots. If you find like, whoa, this is a big giant dot of white, just put a little black around it. I can move it closer again. Oops, that one had too much water. Don't want to get a water line. Oh, bye, Owen. Sorry, Dan, I feel so bad. I feel like I'm just being all speedy on you. How's everybody else doing? Am I going too fast? Let me know, and I will slow down. So I'm just kind of like minimalizing the white in the center. You know, it was a little too white on the eyes for me, so I just kind of go around it, and just kind of, it just decreases the boldness of it. You're watching. Awesome. And this is also a good time too where you can see, so like, for the head, you can kind of see, you know, do I need to add a little red somewhere to just match in with the shape? Good so far? Okay. Awesome. So I'm just noticing that on mine anyways. You may or may not need to, but my black was a little bit over past the head. So I'm just adding that red back in there so it matches. And you can, you know, if you need to add red or another layer in your cardinal, you can as well. Sometimes with the gray underneath, you will need to. So that's just what I'm doing while I hold it up so you can still see it. After this, we're going to go into all those bristles and the trees. Close up, yeah. A matured beaks black. It's a tongue twister. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I just did the, I did a little bit of red and yellow to make some orange, just because, I just found like if it was all black there, it would just, you know, it wouldn't look right. It wouldn't blend together. So it would blend together and not stand out. Yeah, so sometimes a bit fast. Our group of kids trying to catch up. Yeah, no problem. I can't wait to see everyone's. So if you're done, just hold tight there. Maybe go refresh your drinks, or, you know, is your water getting too mucky? Gonna grab a snack. I don't know. I can't eat and paint, but yep. I will be posting this after. So if you feel, you know, you want to just watch me on replay and pause or fast forward, then you can do that too. Okay, so I'm just going to make some orange. So that's just a little bit of red and yellow. You only need a tiny bit because it's just for the beak. So a little bit of red, a little bit of orange, or yellow to make orange. So I'm just making like the tiniest amount, just for the beak. Use your small brush too. You're welcome. And if anyone ever wants to connect with me after the live and, you know, show me it, or just had like questions where I can see your art, then that would be, I'd be able to help you that way too. Okay, so yeah, beaks, they're just little triangles. They're going to touch, or they can be spaced out, whatever you like. They're gonna go a little bit on top of the black. So you want it to be dry. I'm gonna put a little bit of white with my orange just so it brightens up a little bit. And it's just very small. So I'm gonna actually get even a smaller brush. Where's my tiny, tiny brush? I'll show you a small brush. Yeah, this one is like super tiny. Where is it? I'm gonna use this brush for the beak. Okay, so it's a little bit on the black, so you want it to be mostly dry here. You might need another layer, so you can always come back to it after, when we're doing like the branches or the bushes up there, that you can go back to it after. So there's one, I'm just trying to go close. And then the other one is here. So they almost look like they're blending right now. But I'm probably going to need another coat. So it depends on how much space you have. Sometimes it, you know, it gets tricky if you're like, your heads get too big. So. Plus you could have one beak a little lower even, and that would show that it's different. Or one can be a little darker. So that's probably what I'll do with this one. So I'm going to leave one side orange, but then I'm going to add a little bit of just that like brown. You might have brown on your palette. And that way it shows that it's different. Like that. Plus when you hold it back, you can tell too. Like I said, sometimes you need to hold back your art too, just to see a different perspective than it up close. Also, if you did go on your branch a little bit here, you can also put brown back there as well. These things just crack me up. I love Cardinals. Maybe now it looks more like a female in a male. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, I'll just go back to them after if I feel like it needs another coat. So we're gonna go into the bristles. So you guys are all okay with the Cardinals? Just let me know, and then I can move on to the next part. Okay. So just give me those thumbs up or hearts. Okay. Pause for a minute. Yeah, no problem. And if you're ready, I'm going to pause right now, but if you're waiting, you can just get out green and yellow. And the brush I'll use, I'm going to go back to that filbert brush. Or you can go to like a round brush for the leaves as well. Linda, how can I fix this? I don't think you can send pictures, so I don't, unless, are you trying to send me a picture? Or if you could describe it, and I could try to help you. And I won't be able to check the picture if you send it to me in a private message because I am live. Because then the video would stop. So just try your best to describe it to me if you can. My kids can tell that if you don't live in this live in the States because of certain words you say. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's totally a difference for sure. Canadian, you know, all those funny things. or the Tim Hortons. See that? Another good brush you can use for the next step is a flat brush. So if you had something flat, you can have something round like this. It really doesn't matter. Something a little smaller too, like not huge. So I think I'll use the flat one. Okay, so we're gonna put some bristles on our branches here. So I'm just using this flat brush and dipping into green. I'm just kind of dabbing around here. Now I'm just laughing at myself. Okay. I'm going to start at my left branch up here. So now that we know where the cardinals are, this will really help us. So all I'm doing for this is I'm coming out and pulling. Out and pull. Out and pull. So it's like a put your brush where you want to and then pull it out. Just like that. Kind of giving like a flick at the end. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of angling them, so when I'm flicking, I'm kind of pulling upwards. But as I get to the end, I go straight. And I just keep going like right beside each of these, because then it blends together a little bit too in some areas. You can make some of them go out a little longer too, and some a little shorter. That way there's variety in there. So we'll just stay where I am for there. Once you get the hang of this, it's so easy to just keep flicking. So basically that's what I'm doing. Flicking every time. And I'm staying close to each stroke. So we're going to also have yellow in here. We're also going to add some white. A little bit of dark green too. So right now we'll just have like the base. And then we'll add in some different variations. Okay, so I'll keep going there. So this part's really fun. I love doing the leaves. And you can go up all the way if you like, or you can leave a little spot showing. It's totally up to you. And if you need to, you could always add a branch somewhere. So I'm just going to go up to there, come on this side. This paint should go quite a ways. And every time I get to the end of the branch, I go straight. Just be mindful of where your cardinals are. Unless you want them to be covered a little bit. Maybe they're in the shade. We're all going to have different placements just depending on the size of canvas and stuff as well. I love it. I love painting. Like, time just flies when you're painting, and I forget about everything else. Which is great. Okay, so that's the base there. So you can, actually, we're going to go from each part just so you can get the hang of it all. So, now, I'm not cleaning my brush. Still has some green on there. I'm just going to dip into a little bit of black, some green, and I'm going to make a dark green. Oops. So a little bit of black, and then go into the green, and just stir that around to make a darker green. Because now we're just going to add some variety in these leaves. So just like that, dark green. And it's the same technique, but now you're just going to pick some spots to do it. So I don't do every single spot. As you can see here, it's very random. I'm literally just putting it wherever my hand wants to go. And it's just very kind of spread out. Some areas might be close together, but it just adds such variety. And then again, make sure some areas are longer, some are shorter. And then right from there, I'm going to dip right into yellow. So I'm not cleaning that brush. I dipped right into yellow. And now I'm going to add a little bit of yellow here and there as well. Because it's wet, it will make multiple cool colors. Because the best way to mix paints is right on the canvas, I think. And if you get a spot that you're like, whoa, this is too dark, or this is too bright, just put a different color back in there. So put green again on top. There's no mistakes in art. So this one spot for me is like just too yellow. So I'm just taking some green and just adding it right in there. And then voila. So that's what we're going to do for all of these areas. So I'm going to go down here next beside the cardinal. So I'm just wiping off my brush right onto the paper towel instead of wetting it. I just wiped off some of the excess paint. And then I'll just go back to green again and do the same thing. So here, I try to stay away from the cardinal. And I just pull upwards. And then straight where the end of the branch is. And then I go down. Something like that. Then you can just add in a little dark. You should have that already mixed up still. So you can just add a little bit in there to give some change. And as you can see, it just works best if I just go right into the next color. I don't even worry about cleaning it. Just go for it. There we go. So before we get too far, and before these get too dry, it's actually best if we add a little bit of white now as well. So I'm just going to clean that brush. So just a little bit of snow. And this is totally optional. So I'll clean that off just so it's nice and clean for that fresh snowfall. And then again, it's just very random. You know, think of when the snow's falling. It just kind of, you know, it might set in, you know, into part of the tree here. Some of it falls. It's not going to be in every single spot. So it's just a little bit. So when I'm thinking maybe the snow's going to fall, you know, it's probably going to land like right here. So I just would do that same technique again. You might mix it a little bit. That's okay. So it just adds some nice fresh snow. You know, maybe it fell a little bit and it's like kind of sticking on the branches. So I just kind of just follow and kind of tap where those branches are. So that way it's not blended. And then there, you know, that might be too much white for me. So I would just kind of just wipe off the brush. And I would just put some green there. See? You don't even need a lot of it. You can even use a separate brush to do the white. Maybe I'll put a little bit down here just to give it some difference in there. That's a little bit watery. If it's like too watery, I just kind of use my fingers. I finger paint sometimes too. You might need to add a little green on where you do the white, just so it's not like super bold and standing out. Just a little bit. So then I'm gonna go down here. Snow is setting. You know what? I don't like it there. I'll just rub it in a bit. It's easy to fix. So, you know what? I don't like the white. I put my green on top and it's gone. So now I'm going to go on to this side here on my right. And I'm about halfway on my branch. And I'll just begin to pull. So you're going to have to go a little further now. So I'm just back to the green. Some are taller, some are smaller. And I just go right up to the top. And you don't have to match it right up to here. You can just add like maybe one down here is a little bit longer, just so it has different variation, right? Everything in nature is pretty much really random, so just have fun with it. Then I'm just going to go back into that greenish black mix that I have already ready. Just add some different colors in there. Just random. It's kind of hard to explain random, I guess, but I basically when I say random, I don't have it in every single area that I did the light green in. Oh yeah, hi Janet. I joined late, but I'm looking forward to watching your video from the beginning later. Yeah, thanks for coming in. I'm just kind of holding it back so you can see. So I've added the dark green. So now I'm just wiping off my brush. And I'm going to go right into some yellow now. And I'm just going to add in different color. I really find the yellow just really brings it out. And I love seeing like the variety like with different green tones in here. It's so pretty. Remember, if you have a spot you don't like, just put another color on top. So then I'll clean that off and I'll put some white in there. And then we're also going to be putting white on the branches too. Okay, so snow's falling. Where's it gonna go? Maybe up here. Maybe a little down here. Put it like up there. And then again, if you know it's too white somewhere, just put that green back. Tone it down. You gotta tone it up to tone it down. So next, I'm going to just clean that again because I got a little green on there. I'm just going to keep using this flat brush. But now I'm going to be putting the snow on the branches. So because the flat is already like straight, it's nice. I can just tap along where the branches are and just use it flat here. I don't know if you can see that. And then just tap along because the snow won't like sit like perfectly on the branch, right? Some areas will be uncovered, so. Or you can, instead of tapping, you can just pull. Just kind of leave some spots open. Go right up to where your branches are. Actually, I pulled my finger on it and it made it a little bit lighter. It's got a little green on there. And then it's on this side too. I'm excited for Christmas. I know it'll be different, but it's still my favorite time of year. So just the overall holidays. This part, I'm sorry, this is like too white for me, so I'm just putting some green there. When I look in the camera, then I can see. Oh, it's too watery. Oh yeah, it's a little better. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to need the little feet on the birds now. So I'm just going to use a small brush. It's one of your smallest brushes you have. You guys are good with these steps here. So I'm going back to the Cardinals and just giving some feet. So all it's going to be is just 3 straight lines, 2 or 3 straight lines that just you pull down to give the indication that there's feet there. So 2 actually, not 3. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just somewhere where the feet are going. So that's the basis of it, but I'm also going to add a little black in there so it's not like looking like snow. Oh, I'm so sorry. So yeah, I'm just kind of zooming in on the feet. Kind of like looks like they're wrapped around the branch, right? As if, you know, in real life, they would be gripping the branch. And then there it is, far away. I'm always touching up things. So where those feet are, I just put a little black, like just kind of beside it or in between it, just so it's not looking, you know, it's a little bit like a shadow. My Cardinals are a bit fat. Yeah, mine kind of grew a little too. That's all right. They need to eat a lot so they can hibernate. Or just go wherever they go. Just that time of year. And this is a time too where you can touch up the beak, which I will do. So I'm just cleaning off that brush from the black. And I have that orange. And I'm just giving it another coat. So I did one side so it's a little brighter. And then I have a little brown on the other side just so it looked different. Yeah, I know. When I said that, I was like, that's why I was like, or wherever they go. I kind of messed that up there, sorry. It's been a long day. But painting is something that I can do no matter what because it just, it relaxes me. Okay, so feet, beak touch-ups. All we're going to do now for the next couple steps is I'm going to be adding in a couple of like red, I don't know what they call them in the trees. Like, is it like fruits or berries? Just a couple of little spots there. And then some snow falling. So you're going to want to use a smaller brush again. Doesn't have to be super tiny, but I'll probably just go back to this one here. And I'll have just dip in red. And now these should be mostly dry. It's okay if it's a little bit wet, but you want them to be mostly dry because the red will just blend in. So all I do here is just do like little clusters of 3. So they're just little dots. And then again, they are random. So they just, you know, pick a couple spots and make 3 little dots. I always kind of picture it closer to the bottom. But some can be near the top too. Yes, thank you. Winter berries. So there it is farther away, and then zoomed in. So I think that'll be good for this one. Sometimes you can get carried away. So maybe take a step back and, you know, do I have too many? Do I want to add more? Be mindful. So then I'm going to go on to this side. Maybe I'll make one right up here. And these are optional. You don't have to do these. And if you want to, you can add like a branch. So say you have these little berries and you're like, I want to put a branch there. Just put a little brown and connect it to there. Thank you. So for example, I'll just get another brush out. This one here, I could just put a brown branch here and connect it. I don't know if you can see that. Put it right here. This is, again, optional. You can always add branches. And then I'm just going to put a couple more of the red berries at the bottom. Maybe just another. I'm sure they don't have to be in 3s. That's just how I did them. Oh, I can't wait to see everybody's. I would appreciate if everyone in this event, in the comments, or you can privately message me and just show me your art. I love to see it. Everybody's unique and makes unique art. So just before we do the snow, I'm just giving my Cardinals another layer just because when I'm looking here on mine, I'm starting to see through it a little bit in some spots. So this is not something you may need to do. It's just something I'm doing. Just little touch-ups. The more like detailing you do, the better, right? There we go. Oh, you're welcome. So now if you want to have it snowing, what I do is I just use the back of my brush. Look how you can tell I use this a lot. So I just use the back of the brush and just dip into white. And then you can just do little dots here, and that's the best way I find to make snow. And I do have them on top as well because it is snowing. And if you don't want it to snow, you don't have to. So I'm just placing the snow. It's falling. If it's wet still and, you know, don't put the white on top, it'll just blend. You can make it like a light snow, or maybe it's like a blizzard. Oops, sorry. It was coming out of the camera. It'd be cool if, like, we could, if I could hear people, but then I feel like it would be super loud. Especially with that many people. Kind of like a Zoom. So I don't go on top of the Cardinals just because I feel like it might look weird. But you can if you want to. I just go around them. And if there's anything else you want to add to it, you know, if you want to put snow at the bottom, or if you want to, you know, add another tree or something if you have space, maybe if you have a bigger canvas. But yeah, that's all of the steps that I have for you guys today. So I'm not gonna like leave this second. So, you know, let me know if you need help still, or if you need me to repeat anything or show you something again. Let me know. I'm here for you. That's it zoomed out. Kind of like our winter kissing, loving Cardinals. So I hope everybody had fun. I appreciate you coming in or on here tonight and joining me. I had a really good time. I always love painting. I would love, love, love to see them, so please post them. I'm going to add words under them. Oh, I love that. That's a great idea. Nandra, this is yours if you want it. My gift. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. So I'll just stay here just in case you have a question, just for another minute. I'm gonna close up my jazz music. And then I'll put all my brushes in the water so I can go clean them after. There we go. All right. Very beautiful. And I didn't use a template. Yay, good for you, Sherry. It's better just to go for it, right? It's the best way we can learn. You know what? If you want to make another one, then you can. This video is here. So as soon as I'm done this recording here, I'm going to upload it. So it'll probably take like 5 minutes and then it'll be uploaded. Yeah, if you want to write something on the bottom, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or, you know, joy, go ahead. That'd be great. You're welcome. All right, so I'm going to take off. Post your pictures. Share this video with your friends. And check out some of my other videos in the section if you have not already or if you're new to the page. And thanks again. So have a good night, everyone, and a great weekend. And bye for now.